therapist and I'm also a dog trainer. I am also the executive director of Healing Companions Incorporated. Healing Companions Incorporated provides shelter dogs that are trained to be psychiatric service dogs for the mentally ill. As I'm sure all of you can imagine, we have a huge number of people that are mentally ill in America that do not have access to quality care. Right here in Ohio, there are 2 million people that are mentally ill. The cost of mental illness that's untreated in Ohio is $6.5 billion. There's an urgent need to improve access to quality care. So what's our solution? Our solution is to save the lives of shelter dogs so that they can transform the lives of people with mental illness. So, how does this work? You might wonder, what is a psychiatric service dog? We all know about guide dogs, but a psychiatric service dog is not trained like a guide dog, which is that every guide dog is trained pretty much the same way. Whereas a psychiatric service dog is trained specifically for that individual's specific individual symptoms. Those symptoms can range from having nightmares, and the dog is trained then to wake the person up from the nightmare and lead them out of bed and lead them into the living room, retrieve a remote control, and come back and have them watch TV so they're no longer affected by the nightmare. The dog can be trained to prevent them from overeating by blocking them from going to the refrigerator, and the tasks go on and on. The creativity behind this is incredible. And what is so interesting is that, yes, it's a 1.5 year to 2 year course that takes place, because it's very intensive, the training process, which makes it very costly. It costs about $20,000 per dog to be trained. And this is not covered by insurance, whereas a wheelchair is covered by insurance. So we have so far trained 30 inmates. The basic training takes place at the local prison in Grafton, where I go and train the dogs with the 50 inmates that I've been training over about 2 years now with the inmates. 30 inmates have been trained, 50 shelter dogs, and we've now placed approximately 15 dogs with the mentally ill individuals. What's happened, what you can see has happened over the time that we've been going, is that my clients now can live productive lives. One of the clients that you can ask questions to when she comes up at the end, she has now a full-time job, and she was housebound when I met her. Right now we have multiple revenue streams. We've done signings, we have received grants, we've had in-kind donations, we've had webinars, we do speaking all over the country, nationally and internationally. We wrote the first book ever written about psychiatric service dogs. So what's our trajectory? We want to organically grow and have high ethical standards as we're growing. We have been able to mentor and consult, not only internationally, but nationally. Internationally, presently, we're working with Poland, and we are trying to establish a program in Poland, like our program. And we presently are even working with some dog training programs right now, because most of them do not have mental health professionals on staff that understand the complexity of working with the mentally ill. So what are we asking for? Well, who's going to ask? Well, of course, we have to train the dog to ask for this. So there's that dog asking for what we need most, which is funding our future psychiatric service dogs. And we presently have quite a wait list. We have an application on our website that people fill out, and then we do a pretty intensive intake process with them. And right now, we have a wait list of approximately 20 folks that are waiting for psychiatric service dogs. We'd like to also build relationships with you, any of you that might be interested and have the expertise for you to join our board of directors. And we also want to be able to hire the inmates as they are released to work with us and continue with the dog training program. So please, I want us all to come together, take the I out of mental illness and change it to the we in mental wellness, so we can save the lives of shelter dogs, we can improve the lives of inmates, and we can also give better quality of life to the mentally ill. Thank you so much. I would love to do it. So please ask questions. Go for it.
What's the cost to train a dog, and what's the fee structure?
Okay, the cost is, like I said, it's approximately $20,000. takes about 1.5 to 2 years. Fee structure, right now we have self-pay, we also volunteer, and we also have gotten some money that has been put into the training process. That is our highest overhead. That's what costs the most at this point. Most of our work is done on a volunteer basis. We have an incredible group of volunteers. So the process is they're trained in the prison. When they pass something called the Class Skills Ability Test, and it's a canine good citizen test, more or less, so that they can be released. And then they are more adoptable, and then if they have the qualifications, they're placed in our program. When they come to us, they have no skills whatsoever in public access training. What does that mean? These dogs go grocery shopping. Now, I don't know about you, but most dogs do what I call hoovering, pick up everything they can find. Can you imagine taking your dog into the movie theater and it not eating popcorn off the floor? Well, these dogs are trained not to. They're also trained that if they're in a restaurant, when they get up, they don't shake, because their hair will go all over the place, and you don't want hair all over your food. So we do a lot of public access training so they can get used to being out in the environment with the noises, and she didn't even know she was back there, I hope. And then we do task training. And if you would you like me to go on, or would you like me to take other questions?
I think you take other questions, but
Okay.
I want to know what the revenue was from the fee.
Yeah, at this point, it's, most of my clients are the self-pay, and I wanted the applicants presently that are on hold on the wait list are not capable of doing the self-pay. So they either pay slowly, or I do volunteering, and I need more funding so that I can not do nothing, so I can survive. But it's costly, and I'd like to hire people to help us as we expand. So, although people will volunteer. Go ahead.
How much money do you raise?
I'll take as little and as much as I can. I'm a Bernie Sanders, you know, the more $5 the better. Every little bit's gonna help us. I will tell you, it's amazing when little kids put little dollars in my fishbowl. It's great. So what we would like is, it would be great if we got it 20,000, but any amount is great. We really want to make sure that we can provide for all the people that call. It's very hard when someone is mentally ill to reject them or put them on hold when they need it now. These are people that are really struggling and have the potential to live a better life.
What's Tracy's story?
My story is, real quick, I suffer from PTSD, and I was housebound for most of my life, and I would have service people do my grocery shopping, my banking, whatever I needed to do to get the job done. And since I've met Jane, I've gotten, I'm starting to train my third dog, and so it's a continuous thing to keep me living. And they help me get out into the grocery store, get to the bank. I now work a full-time job where at the time I met Jane, I was not working at all. So that's what my dogs have done to me.
Can you just explain one piece, the inmates part of it?
Yes.
I got confused about.
Okay. They do the basic.
The
they do
inmates themselves do the training.
No, they do the basic training. So basic training is sit, come, heel.
And that
These
happens
are-
in prison.
That happens in prison. Shelter dogs come with issues, just like my clients have. And we can share a story about this one with this one. So that can be very therapeutic for my clients also, because their dogs also are usually trauma survivors. So the inmates do very basic training. We sometimes get into some task training, I'm gonna get out of the light, I'm sorry, with them learning how to teach them how to tuck their tail or things like that. We have some inmates that are mentally ill. And those inmates have started to try to train their dogs that they have in prison with them. They live in the prison, they live with them. To alert him when he needs to go take they have med checks. So when he has to go take his med check, have his meds for bipolar. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah, so the training, the $20,000 is after.
After, yeah. The major training, basic training is nothing like the kind of training we do. And these are dogs that have to be, I hate this terminology, but bomb-proof. I mean, I can't have these dogs barking in the middle of an airplane. It's not appropriate. They are ambassadors for Healing Companions, and I really want them to behave appropriately. You should never know that they're there. And most dogs behave like dogs. Well, this dog has, really been through a lot. So the thing about the trauma, this dog was a Katrina rescue. This was before we worked with the prison program. And she was raped the night of a storm, and this dog couldn't handle storms. So how do we train them? We took them out in the storms, and we had them party outside in the storm. I gotta end, and I wanna thank you. It's been a pleasure. And if you have any questions, please ask.